There are 4 important reasons why I don't use third-party apps on my mobile device to track my expenses and budget. Third-party apps are software you can install on your mobile device either for free or for a monthly subscription fee. The app is created by a technology company that could be based anywhere in the world. There are numerous apps available to download on iPhone or Android, all with varying degrees of features, functionality, and security. Each of the 4 reasons that I'm about to share are all very important, and missing any one of them could mean you pick the wrong app for you. So watch right to the end of the video and I'll share what I think is the best method to track your expenses automatically and budget. I don't use mobile budget app because number 1, I like being able to customize how I view my bank transaction data when I track my expenses and budget. I don't like being limited by the app developer, particularly with the names of my expense categories and subcategories, and also the types of graphs and color displays available to me to choose from. My bank offers a free app to track my expenses and add a simple budget for each category using the accounts I have with that bank. It's okay for basic tracking needs, but it is not great, and if you're serious about managing your money, then that is not an app suitable for most people. I really dislike my bank's app, and most banks' apps are either similar or worse. I avoid using it as it's too simplistic in its design, and the choices of categories are limited to only 15 that the bank has chosen itself. I also can't change the category names to suit me or add a subcategory to choose from. If I want to see how much I've spent, I can only see it in this very simplistic graph for the month, and I can't compare the spend to a customized time period, like what did I spend the same time as last year. I also can't export the category names if I did spend time customizing this app, so I can't export this data if I ever change banks or if the bank decides to stop supporting this app. So I'm at the mercy of the bank and I lack control of my data and my category names. The last issue is that this bank app doesn't include other accounts or credit cards that I have with other banks, so I don't have all my bank account data in one location. That allows me to see all my expenses together and how much money I have left to spend. The main benefit of this app is it's run and operated by my bank, and it's very secure, and they have to comply with the bank's very high level of security required by very strict laws that apply. I find the app too simple, and I can't help but feel that my bank wants me to know very little about my finances and not track my expenses very well, especially when they offer credit cards. Number 2, I don't want to give away my personal bank account number and passwords to an app that is owned by an unknown company based somewhere overseas and hope they keep my privacy safe. To use the fully automatic syncing feature of most apps, you need to give away your password and account details of your bank account. If you don't, then you need to manually upload all of your data in a specific format, significantly decreasing the many benefits you pay for, like autosync. Also, many banks don't let you sync automatically with many apps, so be careful if you're paying for an app feature that you just can't use. If you're planning on using a third-party app that is separate to your bank and sharing your bank details and password, then be very careful of falling for scams or other illegal behavior. Your bank will typically have the highest level of online security, and using their default free app would generally be the safest option, but will likely have the least features, as I mentioned earlier. Sharing passwords to third parties can often be against banking terms and conditions, so it could leave you vulnerable to losing your money if your account is ever hacked and used fraudulently. Banks in most countries also have higher legal obligations to comply with than other companies, and their customers have numerous consumer protection laws keeping them safe. Many bank customers don't even know these consumer protection laws exist, even though they are common throughout the world. The failure of a bank to comply with these laws usually means severe consequences for them, so they are very motivated to protect your privacy and secure your data. Once you take your data outside of the banking platform in your home country and upload it into your third party's app system, it instantly becomes less protected, as most third-party apps are not owned and operated by banks. Instead, they are owned by technology companies that are less regulated than banks. Therefore, many of the consumer protection laws that apply to banks only usually don't apply to third-party apps. Sharing your bank or credit card login and passwords to a third-party app could also make you vulnerable to cyber criminal activity, particularly if the app pretends to be credible or it is hacked due to the weaker security protecting your data compared to banks. A third-party app may promote itself as having strong privacy policies to win your trust. However, don't be fooled into trusting them until you have checked them out yourself. Also, some third-party apps promote that they must comply with various consumer protection laws. Some are very convincing. However, don't assume those consumer protection laws will protect you, especially if you don't live in the same country that the company that operates the third-party app. Finally, the technology company that owns the app could be selling your private data and your personal personal spending habits to marketing agencies all over the world, and you may be giving permission to do this unknowingly by accepting lengthy terms and conditions permitting this behavior, which is often hidden in the fine print. This activity may be illegal in your country, but it may not be in the country that the software developer operates out of. Be very wary of smaller and lesser known apps that are based overseas in a country not known for strong legal consumer protection laws, especially if those apps are free. If you are not paying for the product, then you are the product. Or in other words, nobody does any work for free, so they must be making money out of what you are giving them. Think of Facebook letting you use their platform for free to talk to your friends, while they show you very customized ads in your newsfeed targeting you directly using the information you provide them for free. And if you found that interesting, please hit the like button to let me know. And also remember to subscribe to see more videos with ideas to save money. Number 3, many third-party apps charge monthly fees by automatic direct debit, and some charge you in a foreign currency, making you pay extra bank fees. If you are focusing on learning how to budget, the chances are that you will likely be starting off with little room to add an extra ongoing expense, and the subscription fee of budgeting apps alone is enough to put people off from starting to manage their money. Paying a fee is not necessarily a bad thing though, especially if you're getting a lot of value from the service you are getting. However, tracking expenses and budgeting is a skill for a lifetime, and if you are reliant on an app to tell you how to manage your finances forever, it will be very costly in the long run. Some popular apps have even increased their prices in the past by almost double, forcing many customers to abandon the app without learning the key expense tracking and budgeting skills. Some apps offer special introductory pricing offers and then increase the price progressively over time, while you are likely to forget about the monthly fee and not notice. Many subscription models work like this in the hope you set it up and forget about it, which I find very deceiving and contradicts their purpose of trying to help you manage your money. Be wary of the fees charged for apps and shop around for the best deal that provides you access to services that you actually use. Signing up to something that you won't use is a waste of money, and your personal finances are unlikely to improve. Also, use these apps to teach you the basics of managing your money yourself to get you started and motivated, so you can plan to move away from paid subscriptions eventually and use simpler tools that are free. Which leads me to my 4th and final reason. Most of the automatic syncing and budgeting features offered by these mobile apps can be made in a spreadsheet with simple formulas in Microsoft Excel or Google Spreadsheets, which I already own and use. All of these files can be saved offline with a password and data encryption to protect your data. I can keep my Excel file forever in the format that I created in, and there are never any ongoing monthly fees. I also don't need to share my bank account details and passwords with anyone, so my money stays protected by my bank. Best of all, it takes only minutes to update and refresh for new transactions after you set it up to automatically add customized category names to recurring expenses. You can create your own spreadsheet in about 22 minutes by watching this video on your screen right now. In this video, I'll show you how easy it is to create all the formulas and also how to use pivot tables and set up a pie chart to visualize your data yourself. I've also added a link in the description below. See you in the next video.